What we have now is we have some of what I like to call A to B. A is over here. A is here. It's A. And B is over here. A is where you are now, today. Looking at the stage, looking at me, hearing me speak, using all your senses right now to understand who you are and where you stand in space and time. Otherwise known as A. B is where you would like to be. It's the goal that you've written down in 6 months, 12 months, some point in the future. This is also relevant at the start of a day to the end of the day, the start of a year to the end of the year, the start of a decade to the end of a decade, the start of a life to the end of a life. It's A to B, it's a process. I'm interested in the gap in the middle because that is fascinating to me. I mean, that's what it's all about. The little line. Can it be so hard because of that line? And how much can influence that line? The moving parts, figuring it all out. Along the time of being in the industry for 11 years, so I've also seen a lot of excuses. And an excuse is simply a mistranslation of what's occurred between A and B. A mistranslation is all it is. And that mistranslation is just a diffusion of priority. These points that I'm about to give you on exercise, you might be surprised by style. Like, I could say to you today, do squats and deadlifts and compound exercises for a minimum of 15 reps and 4 sets. Like, I could feed you with that information today, but here's my personal take on it. G, O, O, G, L, E. Figure out who's competent. Looking at the first 3 and choose one and follow that instruction. They ain't going to be in the top 3 if they're not competent. The information that you get will probably be right. That's simple. You probably already know it. You know that information. So I'm not going to patronize you by saying you should do squats, or you should run, or you should do this, or you should do that. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to take the information that you already know, encourage you to back yourself with it, and then start making action, taking action, making results happen. So here's my 3 tips today. Just try to be casual. Just casually do it. Sometimes you can try too hard. So number 1, start with something you enjoy. So if you're here today and your effort and honesty wasn't as high as you genuinely like it to be, maybe you've yet to find a routine around your exercise. My advice from over 10 years, looking at the faces of many people's excuses and the faces of many people's results, synthesizing all that information into 3 bullet points. The first is, start with something that you enjoy. If you enjoy it, you've got more reason to do it. You've got more reason to show up. I really like doing that. I like my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu classes. I like my boxing classes. I like my Zumba class. I like doing my 10-minute HIIT workout in the spare room. I like doing aerial silks. Just pop that one in there for you, babe. Enjoy doing, do that. Until. This is where people go wrong. I'm sorry, but they do. Oh, casual. Oh, too casual. Back. Number 2 is, once you have done something you enjoy and you've made it stick, when you've made it stick as a habit and a routine in your life, so that every Tuesday night, even if when you're out the door and the dog poops on your shoes and the baby's screaming and you forgot that there's no milk in the house and your partner's having friends round, you still go. You've made it stick. You've made it permanent in your life as a behavior pattern. And only when you get to that point are you allowed to refine what you do. I say allowed, it's not about what I can tell you to do. My advice is, once you've made it stick, that's when you can start to get fussy. That's when the articles you read about, when you do a squat, don't squat to optimum level then you're not going to maximize your glute activation, which means you're going to miss out on about 10 calories burn every rep, and your booty is not going to pump as quickly. Who cares? Because you haven't made it stick yet. I haven't even turned up yet, mate. So you've got to turn up first before you can get fancy with the detail. Behavior patterns are the key between A and B, not the method. Chances are, unless you're doing a squat like this, you're probably going to be all right, because it's not dangerous until you get to this point. You can start to refine. Think of it as an athlete starting out. Just go to club. Just go to training. You've got nothing to lose. Enjoy yourself. Beginner's luck. Natural curve of progression. Enjoy it. It's a beautiful thing. Let it happen. Turn up. Do it. It's fun. Then, coach, I'd like to really improve this part of my training because I've got an ambition to compete. I want to do a race, or I want to do a fight, or I want to go do a show. So I feel like I need to get better. Cool, right, well, let's have a look. Well, you've been turning up every week, and you've been doing really, really well. So yeah, let's move you into an advanced class. For example, the only difference when we think about doing it on our own is that there's no one there telling us that. We're telling ourselves that we need to jump in the deep end and go complicated on ourselves, but we don't. We've got to turn up, we've got to rack it up, rack up those sessions, make it smooth. Your brain, your unconscious mind, wants to work in the path of least resistance. It wants to go in a straight line from A to B. It doesn't want to go all wonky. It just wants to get there as easy as possible. We allow that to happen. And then number 3, bring the fun afterwards. Bring the fun back. Once you start refining, bring the fun back, or you'll be the depressed athlete. You'll be the depressed gym addict. You'll be the depressed healthy eater, where you're no fun anymore. You've got to bring the fun back into it, right? I was fighting when I was at my best with fighting, and I was competing and representing England at jiu-jitsu. I was also starting to learn rugby, because I knew that it wasn't going to be forever doing sport jiu-jitsu. I wanted to open my mind up to something else. And I brought the fun back into it. Remember, sport jiu-jitsu, rugby, gym, it's all the same thing. For me, really, it's exercise, like it is for you. So bring the fun back in. Otherwise, I end up not enjoying it. And that's bad. Nutrition. Again, philosophy-based points to help you today. Philosophy-based points. Okay, only prep if you're a prepper. Oh, I've got to do my food prep. I've got to do my food prep. It's Sunday. I've got to do my food prep. I've got to get my freaking vegetables and my chicken, and I've got to cook like 10 meals and put them in a Tupperware box and put them in the freezer and stuff. I've never done it, so I don't know, because I'm not a food prepper. Try and get me to food prep, I'll say no. If you're not a food prepper, don't prep. If you are a food prepper, prep your ass off, because you're wired like that, and that's a beautiful thing too. If you're a prepper, prep that shit. Honestly, if you're not, stay the away. Because you're setting yourself up for failure, because it's fucking hard. Oh, my Tupperware boxes, and I can't talk, I'm prepping. You probably won't even eat it anyway. Just, oh, this tastes like shit. It's been in the freezer for 4 years. Oh, dear. Okay, number 2, take reward out of the equation. One big problem. I've been good, so I'll have that. Bad. Reinforces emotional triggers that will actually lead to more emotional responses around negative food, as in foods that damage your waistline and your goals. I'm not going to force anyone to do anything. You can eat what you want. But I'm just telling you, if you take reward out of the equation, you will make it a linear process. All right? Reward yourself for all your genuine efforts with something that isn't the problem. Right? It's like saying, I've been so good with my gambling this month, I'm going to go to the casino. What the fuck are you telling yourself? I'm putting all this hard work in so I can do the thing that I know is bad for me, or that I'm not supposed to do, right? Mixed messages inside of your brain will cause lots of traffic going in the wrong direction. which will complicate things for you and fog up A to B. Come on, one more little clicker. Yes! And then number 3 is commit to further learning. Even the best nutritionists in the world, people like Rhiannon Lambert, who will be here this afternoon, she doesn't stop learning because you never complete it. You can, of course, get to a sustainable, healthy balance. But let me explain what learning is when it comes to nutrition. It's also eating. That's good. You can keep learning by keep eating. Experiment with different food. Experiment by going out and choosing things on the menu you've never had before. Take that as part of the learning experience. Of course it is. It's food. It's fuel. It's going into your body. I guess the key point is to keep it as honest as you can. So, A to B is about embracing the journey. My intention for you for this session was to allow you to feel a little more at ease with where you're at and where you want to go, and that it's okay if it seems like there's stuff in the way. Concentrate on keeping it simple and reinforcing that simplicity again and again and again. That way, it is just a matter of time. Every time your head touches the pillow and you close your eyes at night and you dream and wake up the next day, you can wake up knowing you're a little bit closer, because while you were asleep, the world kept spinning and time kept moving. If you're doing, or rather when you're doing, the right things, it's just a matter of time before you eventually land where you want to be. The thing that you've written down. Perhaps that changed slightly since we've been talking today. All 7 super self areas are connected. I'll explain a little bit more about this later today. They are all connected to each other. I've given you a couple of examples. I'll share a bit more later. I don't need to go back into that now. I just need you to recognize how important every single one of them is. You will never, please, I want you to confide in each other today, right? You're going to look at the person to your left and your right, and you're going to say this. Never going to isolate one of them ever again. Go. Go. Go! All right, good. Let me give you an example, right? Because this is what will happen, potentially, if you're not honest and open. You will isolate one. You feel like you need to do physical body work, join a gym, go on a diet. You will treat that as its own thing, and you will not open up the importance of it. You're treating it like a surface level thing when it's so much more than that. It's your inner identity, it's your person, it's your purpose. The food that you eat might just be food. I could follow this recipe plan. I could do this diet. Sure, you could do that, but at the end of the day, you're still eating and you're still fueling your human body, and therefore you're still adhering to these 7 areas every time you do so. So they're all connected. Ladies and gentlemen, I will share a bit more with this later with you, but for now, I would like to again say how proud I am of you for being here. Not only am I proud, I'm immensely grateful. I'm grateful for your investment, money, time, energy, focus, because that's all been necessary for your butt to be on the seat that you're in now. I don't take that for granted for one single second. I'm so appreciative of that, but also proud of each and every one of you because you didn't have to do this. Yet you're here. So I think with that, I'm going to ask and invite you to give yourselves a big hand, a big round of applause. Thank you very much, everybody. I'll see you again later.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy Gentleman.
I'm happy, and the only plan is to stay scattered. Yeah, unorthodox. I made the bar so I